Remember the Mandela effect from Scary Movie? The cover art for Scary Movie showed a sign being held by Marlon Wayans that said, "I see white people." The Mandela effect changed the message on the sign to say, "I see dead people." It is now a direct quote from the movie that inspired the joke. The movie that provided that inspiration is a message movie, so we are going to discuss it right now. The Sixth Sense stars Bruce Willis as psychologist Malcolm Crowe. His career has been a long one, and he has recently received an award for his work. His wife tells him what the award means to her. This is an important night for us. Finally, someone is recognizing the sacrifices you've made, that you have put everything second, including me. That evening, the couple finds an intruder in their bedroom who turns out to be an ex-patient of Malcolm's. He is a very mentally disturbed ex-patient, apparently. The intruder's name is Vincent Gray, though it takes Malcolm a few moments to remember that. Vincent is very distraught and accuses the doctor of failing him. Vincent picks up a gun, shoots Malcolm in the midriff, and then shoots himself. The next scene in the movie shows the doctor reviewing some notes on a bench outdoors. We don't find out until later on in the movie, but the doctor is now dead. He just doesn't realize it yet. He died from the wound his ex-patient inflicted on him. What we are now seeing is Malcolm's afterlife. Malcolm is working with a new patient, Cole Sear. Cole is the troubled young son of a single mother. Malcolm is struck by the similarities between Cole Sear and Vincent Gray. Just like Vincent Gray, Cole isn't experiencing any breakthroughs as Malcolm's patient. Malcolm struggles to understand what is causing Cole's problems. Malcolm notices how quiet and lonely his wife seems to be lately, and he finds her prescription antidepressants. He sees that another man has been coming around and showing an interest in her. Malcolm is very introspective, and Cole, the child he is working with, takes note of this. When Malcolm tries to tell Cole a bedtime story, Cole is disappointed. He asks for a bedtime story about why Malcolm is sad, so Malcolm gives him one. Once upon a time, there was this person named Malcolm, and he worked with children. He loved it. He loved it more than anything else. And then one night, he found out that he made a mistake with one of them. He couldn't help that one. And then he can't stop thinking about it. He can't forget. Ever since then, things have been different. He's not the same person that he used to be. Then his wife doesn't like the person that he's become. They barely speak anymore. They're like strangers. And then one day, Malcolm meets this wonderful little boy, really cool little boy. Reminds him a lot of the other one. And Malcolm decides to try and help this new boy because he feels that if he can help this new boy, it'd be like helping that other one too. This bedtime story inspires Cole to open up too. He tells the doctor that he can see the dead. He says they don't see each other. They only see what they want to see. They don't know they're dead. The little boy tells Malcolm he can see them all the time and that they're everywhere. After Malcolm sees his wife share an intimate moment with this new man, he is stirred to action. He tells Cole he can't be his doctor anymore. He tells him that he hasn't paid enough attention to his family and that bad things happen when you do that. In the very next scene, Malcolm has dug up a tape recording of a therapy session he had with Vincent Gray and is reviewing it. As he rewinds it and replays little parts of the tape, he can hear how he wasn't prioritizing this patient like he should have. He understands where he went wrong. In this recorded therapy session, we hear Vincent Gray say something that sounds just like something Cole Sear said in the previous scene. Cole isn't like Vincent. Cole is Vincent. After listening to parts of his old session tapes, Malcolm starts to believe that Cole really can see the dead, and he goes to see him. He tells him that the dead, even the scary ones, want help, and he should try listening to them. Cole follows through and is guided by a dead person to expose someone's wrongdoing. That brings Donnie Darko to mind, doesn't it? It seems that communicating with the dead can be good for the soul. Cole is happier now and is functioning better in school. It seems Malcolm got it right this time around. After this success, Malcolm is able to see the world around him more clearly, and he realizes he is actually dead. He tells his sleeping wife, "I think I can go now. I just needed to do a couple things. I needed to help someone. I think I did. And I needed to tell you something. You were never second, ever. I love you. You sleep now. Everything will be different in the morning. Good night, sweetheart. What are we being told here? What is the message for us? This feels like a tough one to call. I'll just give you my thoughts on it. I've spent some time listening to the stories people tell after having near-death experiences. These are people who are briefly dead. For example, their heart may have stopped, but they came back from it. Some of them say they experienced a life review, where the moments of their life played back before their eyes like a movie. They were able to see how choices they made affected the people around them. That is a lot like what the main character in this movie experienced. He was reflecting on his life, even listening to playback of certain events. He was given a chance to redo one of his failings and get it right. Just like in Field of Dreams, we are being told to resolve our issues. Malcolm's prioritization of his career over his wife reminds me so much of what we see in Cast Away. I think the same point is made here. Relationships are what matters. Take time to be there for each other. The movie makes the point that the deceased sometimes need help and can guide our actions from the afterlife. Other Mandela message movies in which characters communicated with the dead are The Empire Strikes Back, Donnie Darko, and Field of Dreams. I am curious what that could possibly mean for us, but I have no plans to buy a Ouija board. A main concept in this movie was that Malcolm didn't know he had passed on. He was working on the things he got wrong in life after he was dead. Is this a rehabilitative process for our soul that some of us will go through on the other side? Are some of us going to be held back like we screwed up in school? I don't know. But what I definitely do believe is that it is best to get things right in this life and be a blessing to others.